That was my dog. He was a very nice dog. His name was Pud. He died in June in 2015. Yeah. And the thing is, it was sudden death is what it was. He was sleeping on the floor upstairs in this house where we had left him. We had been there with him. We were watching a movie. And anyway, he was sleeping peacefully, so we just left him there. And me and my wife went downstairs to play a game of Scrabble, because that's what we do. And I could hear him about, I don't know, it's about 8:30 p.m., maybe 9. He's ki-ying, like, almost screaming, really. I don't know if you ever heard a dog scream, but that's kind of what it was. Like he was in serious pain, or that's what it sounded like. And so I went running up there, and his eyes were wide open, but he was laying on his side, right where he was when I'd left him. And he'd pissed all over the floor. And, I got down beside him, and just as I got down, he let out his last shriek, and he was dead, just like that. And, truthfully, I found that really upsetting. Well, anybody would, right? I mean, he was a very nice dog, sure. We'd had him since he was a puppy. And just an exceptional personality, super friendly. Very mellow dog. If there was ever another dog around that wanted to fight, he was always the submissive one, which, trust me, saves you a lot of money in vet bills. He was a big enough dog that if you did jump into fights, it could get you some pretty big vet bills. Anyways, I was in a serious funk, for a couple of months. But I'd been looking at this motorcycle down in the dealership. It was the previous year's model, and I really liked the way it looked. Like, these S40s are just, in my opinion, they're a very nice looking motorcycle. And I'm sure some people might want to debate that, but I'm 60 now, and that was 7 years ago that my dog died right in front of me, sudden death. So what I did was I went on the internet to try and find out what the hell, and apparently it's fairly common. It can happen to your dog, it can happen to people, it can happen to your cat. And not very pleasant when it happens, I gotta say. It kind of freaks you out, like, should have had that dog for maybe a dozen years at least. He's an 85-pound dog. What do you call it? Newfoundland tolling retriever crossbreed mutt. And clutch or choke, I mean. So this is the first time I've been able to ride in probably a week. It's been incredibly cold here. And raining, I think it rained 3 times today. The sun came out during one of the breaks, but actually, it's gorgeous right now. It could be warmer. It's not that warm. So I want to show you something. I tried to figure out why my dog died suddenly. And this is where I'd walked him. Me and my wife had walked him here probably about 6 or 7 p.m. a couple hours before he died. And we took him down that trail. You can go right down to the end, and it overlooks the river. It's kind of a nice spot, you know. But there's, just like your town, just like every town, we have a burgeoning population of homelessness and the opiate addicted. I refer to it as the zombie apocalypse, really. And quite often you encounter people up here doing their thing, doing their drugs, and they tend to toss their syringes everywhere, just like everywhere else. And they also tend to poop here. They poop wherever they've got to go, and they toss syringes wherever they feel like it. They also leave a lot of clothing laying around, which is unusual to me, but I guess they just get more free clothing given to them all the time. So what happened was, my dog had this disgusting habit, like a lot of dogs do. He was a poop eater, and I tried to, you know, break him of the habit, but I guess he developed a taste for it, and he had an incredibly long tongue, and he would flick that tongue out as fast as a snake does, and he would, like an anteater, except he would have a turd on his tongue, and he would suck it back and consume it. My understanding of what killed him is fentanyl overdose. It actually had happened the previous year, where he had eaten some poop and had a seizure. And same kind of thing. He had peed all over the floor. He was screaming in pain. And then he just kind of came out of it. He recovered. But this time he did not recover. And, you know, I don't have any scientific proof to back that up. All I have is suspicion. But it's plausible. It's very plausible. I mean, it's a very powerful drug. Obviously, if people are abusing those drugs here and pooping everywhere, and if dogs are eating poop, it stands to reason, logically, that they could be getting an overdose. And I'm pretty sure that's what happened to my dog. So I don't know, like a lot of people who use drugs are dog lovers. So I don't know if any of those kind of people are watching, but I would, you know, caution them to try not to poop where dogs are going to encounter it. Cover it up, or, you know, go in a toilet somewhere if you can. I mean, holy. I honestly don't expect a lot of people to give a damn. I don't expect anything's going to change, but I just want to tell you the story. My dog dying anyways, it broke my heart, you know. I'm not a crybaby, but yeah, it really choked me up when that happened. And anyways, I was in a solid funk for 2 months, easy. And I decided to buy a motorcycle, which I'd had my eye on, but that was the thing that helped nudge me over completely to the idea of getting a motorcycle. And you know, I'd ridden before. I hadn't ridden for 25 years. So I wanted a new motorbike because I figured I was less likely to crash it, you know, being an experienced rider, and pretty cautious rider actually. But Anyways, I just thought I'd tell you guys that kind of a melancholy story, I guess, you know, with some extremely gross aspects. But yeah, it's been said that a man who owns and rides a motorcycle doesn't need a therapist. And I can tell you that, you know, getting out in the wind and letting the wind blow the stink off me has certainly helped me cheer the fuck up. Yeah. I don't know how long I'm going to be able to ride. I'm somewhat decrepit at my age already. Because, you know, I don't know, I started working young in the workforce, and I guess I wore my body out prematurely. Had some hard physical labor jobs. Had a lot of those kind of jobs. And anyways, that's enough. This is gonna just drag on, but I don't want to do that. But I thought I'd better make a video, and you know, I guess tell you a little bit of my story. I guess that's it for today.